And what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of XCOM 2 starring G.I. Joe. And already Albert is jumping on into the chat. What's going on, Albert? Welcome back. Yeah, finally. The last few days have been ridiculously hectic and haven't had a chance to, haven't had a chance to really do as much streaming as I had planned to. But yeah, that was very quick. Let's see, what are we looking at right now? But yeah, so yesterday just ended up doing 500,000 things, and I was actually going to be trying to get in a single episode and felt like I was going to be in a rush. And now what I needed to do that was going to kind of rush me, now I have an extra half an hour of leeway time, so okay, so sorry about that. Anyway, let's get back into this. I don't remember off the top of my head what was happening. If it was a guerrilla ops mission that popped up, or the supply raid. That's right. So we have this to deal with. Operation Little Feast. Raid the Advent troop transport. So we'll have to deal with a heavy mech, elite trooper, elite lancer, archon, codex, sectopod, elite shield breaker. Good God. Well, we're definitely taking blue rounds into this mission. Albert says, I checked out Toby's channel. How can you let him play until dawn? That game's freaking scary. Toby's not bothered by scary stuff. He's been watching horror movies since he was a little kid. So none of that really bothers him at all. Is this the crew? Yeah, I guess this group's already all set to go, huh? Alright, let's do that then. Well, he's just like I am. When I was little... excuse me, I keep yawning. I didn't get enough sleep today. Yeah, even when I was a little kid, I used to watch horror movies like from day one. I saw the original Friday the 13th when I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 5 years old. And the movie had just come out. It was out of the theaters, and it was just being put out onto some TV channels. And at the time, like, cable wasn't a thing, so you only had limited channels. And the one channel that we had was channel 11, that of New York, and it wasn't a major broadcast station, so they were able to get away with a lot. Of like what kind of stuff they could show, and they used to show like all kinds of crazy horror movies. And I remember they showed that one, and the only reason I saw it was because my parents were out, and the babysitter that they had come over to watch us, she was watching it and let me watch along with her because it was all edited. And what was edited was every time there was like a bloody scene, and there was like there'd be something horrible to see that they can't show on TV. They did this weird little clip of, it looked like glass breaking with the Friday the 13th logo coming through it, and you'd hear a scream. So you didn't see anything. Like, you didn't actually see any of like the bloody, kills or anything. But for some reason, like, that scared me more than if I actually saw like Kevin Bacon getting a arrow through his throat or anything like that, because my imagination just ran wild. But I loved it, and from that point on, I was just like, horror movies and stuff like that, I was always very, very into. Howard saying, I could barely watch Jaws. My dad put on Halloween when I was a little kid, and I'm traumatized. And isn't there always a babysitter getting killed in horror movies? Good lord. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jaws. I'm pretty sure Jaws came out the same year I was born. And Halloween, the original Halloween, is actually my favorite horror movie of all time. But my son is the same way as I am. Like, not afraid of it. Not afraid of horror flicks. Not afraid of any of that. Breaker. Yeah, we'll move you up.
That's affirmative. Got eyes on a hostile squad.
Alright, we gotta take out all these enemies, so... we know they're there. So we're gonna move up. If we move up here, it's gonna put us in Overwatch automatically, I'm pretty sure.
Understood, moving out.
We're saying he can't wait to see the new It movie. Yeah, same here. Everyone that I know that's seen it so far has said it's excellent. So I'm really looking forward to checking it out. What shot do we have? Not great, so let's do on Overwatch. Yeah, I was like... I liked the first version, like the first movie version of It. The only problem with it, and don't worry about swearing, buddy, that's swearing is no big deal on my channel. But the original, the two-parter that was made for TV, like I liked it, but I never thought it was amazing. And honestly, it really isn't amazing. It's kind of whatever. But I always liked the first part of it more, which was like it was about the kids. It was focused on the kids, and I always liked that part of it a lot more than I did like the second part, which was about the adults. But supposedly this version of it. Like the first movie is just about the kids, and then the next movie will be about them as adults. But it's definitely going to tackle a lot more stuff than they did. That's actually from the book that they neglected to do when they did the first series. Let's see. Do we have good shots? I can definitely do some damage with them. Let's move Jackal. Let's move him to here. Maybe we'll get a nice long shot on those guys. No? Alright, I feel like I want to... Yeah, you don't have to say freaking, don't worry about it. Okay, acid bomb. Can mess all three of them up in one shot, which will be good. So let's do that. I hear a turret moving in the background too. Let's get some kills on these Overwatchers. Well, that's not it.
Negative damage.
That's it. Alright, well, not the best shot in the world, but let's go for it. There we go. One down.
Impressed yet?
I hope that I'm spread out enough that this guy doesn't fire rockets at me. Ooh, 5 points of damage from the acid. Ha 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 ha. Oh, he used the rockets anyway. I'm surprised he did that. There was only one guy close enough to hit. Yeah, talk trash, stupid neck. We're all just some old punk guys playing some good games. That's right. There you are. So I'll just come up here. And my phone's going to go off in the background. It's going to run right up on you and shoot you in your face. Bye-bye, mech.
Hostiles pacified.
Alright. Now, the question is, where do I need to go? Do I need to be focusing on coming over here? Here's a transport ship. But there's also all of this here. I just don't know. Makes me a little nervous as to where I want to move. Albert's asking, what movie is the scariest according to you? Yeesh. That's tough, because, hold on, let me move spirit. Because it really depends on what scares you. Because, like, I know people that, like, they'll see something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and it'll freak them out really bad. And for me, like, I don't really find that movie particularly scary. And then other people will get bugged out by
Heading there now.
more psychological horror films, and other people don't get bothered by them at all. But for me, that's it's tough. It's tough to say.
I'll take the high road.
Actually, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Okay, I'm not talking about any remakes, but the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, if you actually pay attention, it's essentially a bloodless film in terms of you don't actually see anyone get butchered or anything. Like, most of the scenes make you think you're seeing really horrible things, like you think you're seeing somebody get hacked up or whatever, but you don't actually see it. Like the one scene where the guy gets hung up on a meat hook, you don't actually see like the hook go into the guy. You don't it's not a scene where you see like tons of blood pouring out of his mouth or anything like that. Like, the worst you see is like the guy gets hit in the head with a mallet and hit the ground and start twitching. But even when he gets hit in the head with a mallet, there's no blood. Like, you don't see his head get caved in or anything like that. But your mind remembers it as, oh, I saw this horrible, scene where this guy got his head busted open, and then he got, then he was splayed up on a meat hook and blood. But you don't actually see any of that stuff. Yeah, Saw never bothered me. Saw was all right, as a movie. I don't think there should have been any sequels. I thought it was well told. But yeah, I don't really know what I think the scariest movie would be. Because the one movie that scared me the most in my life, it just creeped me the hell out, and that was Demons. And that movie's not good. But for some reason, Demons just, I don't know, it got under my skin. It bugged me out somehow, like, at Demons and the sequel. Yeah, it was just, there's something about it when I was younger. It bugged me out. Um, let's see. How do I describe it? Basically, like it's one of those classic. Oh, somebody found an ancient, you know, an old like artifact or whatever, and it starts turning people into demons. And once like it's almost like zombies, where if like a demon kills you, then you'll turn into a demon, or if it bites you or whatever. And I can't remember if it was original or the sequel, where they ended up they were in a movie theater, and just watching the movie was like turning some people, because it was like the artifact that was messing people up was in, like, they had it on display at this theater in the middle of some town, and like so the whole town and like the mainly in the theater was like completely overwhelmed with these demons. It's like I said, it's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know, it got to me. But it got to me because I was younger when I saw it. I might have been like 13, 12 or 13 or something like that, and I think it just I don't know, it was just kind of a head trip for me. I don't know what the deal was. I can get up here. All right. But like movies that I think are actually scary. So I can actually just use that to leapfrog and come up over here. If I need to get back up to that roof, I'll do that. Like I saw when I saw what you call it, Blair Witch Project. I saw that in the theater, and I thought that was honestly, like, that movie was scary. But it's because I went into that movie and I put myself into the mind frame of convincing myself that it's real. I knew it wasn't real, but I wanted to watch the movie as if it was. So, like, in my mind, I was just kind of like, I just got myself psyched up. And so when we watched it, it was very, very creepy. But I like stuff like that doesn't show you the monsters, doesn't show you, you know, whatever the horror is right away. Like they let your imagination mess with you.
Confirmed.
Mama, yeah, that was all right. That movie was all right. I thought it was. I mean, mind you, don't forget, like, I'm older, and I've also seen a ton of horror films. So for me, like, Mama, I thought was kind of derivative of a lot of other horror movies that had a lot of the same kind of horror movie tropes that you see done to death. But I'm not. That doesn't make it a bad movie. I just don't think there was enough in it for me to make me, like, really be impressed by it. Like, to be like, oh wow, that movie was really something, you know. It was just kind of like, yeah, you know, it was good.
Double time.
Yeah, there's a turret. Oh, I activated it? Oh, kiss my ass, turret. Now you have to die. Yeah, Blair Witch. But when Blair Witch first came out, which is probably before you, in fact, certainly before you were born. Like, the internet was just starting to really be a thing, and they did an excellent job of taking advantage of the early internet days, and they had a lot of fake like a lot of ads for it were making it seem like it was a real movie. Like, they never let on that it was that it was made up. And they had all like these interviews and stuff that were never in the movie, but you would see like these interviews of different people talking about their son or daughter, you know, or whoever that went missing. and they really did a great job setting it up. So then when we went to, you know, when you went to see the movie, it really felt like, holy crap, like, you know, they really did a good job making you feel like this is real, stuff. Alright, well, we're gonna get shot up by a turret. Oh wait, somehow, do I have anything that triggers automatically if it just moves?
Hit the armor. Taking heavy fire.
Okay, camera angle, I wish I knew if I got hit. Still can't tell. Did somebody get hit or not? Okay, rock and roll got hit. I wouldn't have known. Stupid. There's another movie coming that is said to be an Oscar winner. Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, I've seen some ads for that. It looks good. I don't know much about it to really be like, oh yeah, that movie's gonna be, you know, that movie's gonna be good because of whatever. Like, I just haven't seen enough. But it definitely looks like something I want to check out. Alright, let's get rid of this turret. Or we can miss that turret. That's always helpful. Thanks a lot.
Get it together. Could use some ammo over here.
How come Breaker has a better shot? Is it just because he's not carrying a heavy weapon? I think still not wrecked.
Hard target, minimal damage. Weapons burning ammo fast.
Kind of running out of space to
So.
put my troops. Oh, great. Well then. Suppose we might as well do something crazy to them, right? Got a void rift. Can we get all of them in a void rift? Yeah. Sweet. What do you think of Insidious? Insidious? I thought Insidious was cool, was good. It was a nice little trilogy. I thought the first one had some really scary stuff going on. The other ones weren't as scary, but they were more like horror-based adventure, which is fine with me. Like, I think that's a lot of fun to watch. And the demon totally looked like Darth Maul, and that was the thing. I don't want to say any particular spoiler in case there's anybody who watches this video that hasn't seen Insidious yet, but you'll know what I'm talking about. In the first Insidious, there was that one scene where, speaking of the demon, like, you know, there's that one scene where you see it and it scared the crap out of me just because it was like you weren't expecting it, and they played it really, really well to freak you out.
The rift opens.
Alright, let's see. Hopefully we can make these guys insane. Or rupture. If they rupture, that would be even better. Feel free to rupture, guys, if you want to die. That'd be great. Can't see. Camera angle. You want to let me know what's happening? Okay, so he took a hell of a lot of damage right there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God damn it.
Get it together.
Oh, he's almost dead too. That's helpful at least. And what's not helpful is that there's two clones of them running around, but the other two will be dead soon enough. Bazooka. Don't like that would end his turn, but I don't really have... And I'm not going to use my blaster bomb knowing that there's still a sectopod out there, so... 80%... He's gonna be an easy kill. Alright, let's just take the better shot. Are you kidding me? 80% to hit, and we missed.
Negative
And we're
damage.
flanked, so that's not good. And, if you don't kill them outright, they keep doing this. And I don't know how we're not revealed. That's ridiculous. Oh boy. Well, let's back away.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
Albert's saying, I still think Darth Maul demon is probably one of the scariest movie demons ever because it's so animalistic and the sounds it makes. Yeah, it's definitely super creepy. Shackle, what can we do here? It doesn't need. I have to take a sniper rifle shot. I can't use lightning hands. Alright, well, let's take out the turret.
Macht jemand Striche?
Oh, use the force. That's pretty much what it looks like Psych Out does. You guys, speaking of Psych Out, you guys can please leave him alone. You're panicked, so you're not gonna... You shouldn't be able to do much, but it's... Oh, that sectopod's right around the corner. Oh yeah, great. A bunch of codexes. Psych Out's gonna get murdered. What's going on? He wanted to Overwatch. Miss, but he's wonderful. Yeah, you didn't miss. God damn it. You can miss too, that'd be great. Or did he go into Overwatch? What the hell he is still? What happened? Okay, I don't know how I got out of that. Alright, he went into Overwatch. So let's first, the guys who can make attacks, let's have them make attacks. He's the only one I can use fuse on. Use no lance and take out. Can I not take out two of them at once? See, no lance. This is really not a very useful attack. It really isn't. Because these guys never line up. Insanity, Soulfire. Yeah, The Conjuring is decent. They don't really scare me though, that's the thing. Like, it takes a lot. Like, I know everybody like was losing their minds over the Babadook and over It Follows, and I didn't find either one of them scary. I enjoyed both movies a lot. I thought they were really, really good, but I just wasn't all that like scared. You know, it didn't like scare me or nothing. I was just like, that was cool. That was about it. All right, he's right on top of me, so I gotta.
I definitely got that one.
Yes, you did. You definitely got that one, Psych Out. Way to go. Alright, gotta reload.
Reloaded.
And the annoying thing is I'm not in a position to hit anybody. Maybe if I grapple right to here. Somebody being within my... Nope, still can't see anyone. What about... Execute all enemies in a radius. I don't think I want to do that yet.
I'm on it.
Annabelle and all that? No, that was all a hoax. That was already revealed a while ago that it was all bullshit. Unfortunately. Hold on. I would love for somebody to be able to lob a grenade down on them. Rock and roll. Do that. Yeah, all that family, especially that particular case, they yeah, it turns out that was all bullshit. It was all a bunch of lies.
I can handle that.
Miss. That's not a miss. I told you to miss. You can miss too. All right, there you go. So you listened. You didn't hit me. Actually, I got rid of those overwatches, so maybe I don't need to. Yeah, if you look up information regarding, you know, what was false and what was true, like it's a shame, like I said, but they did prove that it wasn't real. Alright, I'm gonna drop the plasma grenade down here so I can eliminate as many of them as I can. Alright, that should take out all of them.
Multiple hostiles eliminated.
Yeah, and that's another thing, like with the, you know, with that particular story, they made a lot of money off of writing books about it and getting people to hire them to investigate different supernatural things, and like they really took advantage of people's fears, and that's really, you know, really sucks. And me personally, like, I believe in a lot of supernatural stuff. I've experienced a lot of craziness, so like I don't automatically assume that any of that stuff is false. But, you know, it just sucks when you have people like that and you find out, oh, well, they tricked everyone. Like, that sucks. Oh, Jesus, it's... as for what I've experienced, I've lived in several homes that there's been crazy... What am I... Hold on real quick. I'm trying to figure out... Is it just this sectopod floating around that I haven't revealed yet? I'm just trying to figure out where the hell this thing is. Oh, there it is. Alright. Cool your jets.
Watch those supply crates. If you destroy them, there won't be anything left for us to recover once the area is secure.
Where are the supply crates? Did that thing just walk through one of them? Is that one right there? That's one right there. Crap. Okay, well, I don't like Breaker being this close to that insectopod, and I'm afraid if I hit him, I'm not going to do as much damage because I can combat protocol him though and get guaranteed damage. So yeah, like just some of the old places I lived at were, like the one place I was living at when I was a kid, I remember I was laying down on the couch and we always heard like all kinds of noises and stuff at this place. Like in the middle of the night, you'd hear things, you just always got the feeling like someone was kind of like looking over your shoulder. It was very weird. I remember the one day I was laying down on the couch and I was watching TV and it felt like something grabbed my foot like around my ankle, like just above my foot, like wrapped its hand around my ankle and just started like pulling my foot like into the couch cushions. It was almost as if somebody was like reaching through the back of the couch and grabbing my foot and pulling, and I mean it wouldn't let go, and like it wasn't me grabbing it. There was nobody else in the room, so nobody was messing with me. And I remember like freaking out, and I couldn't explain what the hell it was. Come on, mess him up. Do a lot of damage. Now let's do additional damage to that 6. There we go. That's what it is. Albert saying, when I was a kid, my mother told me I did weird things and said weird things that a 4-year-old couldn't know or say, and much more. Yeah, my little brother did stuff like that. Alright, let's get up here.
I'm trusting you here.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, it was just a very creepy thing to experience. Oh, the elite trooper. Let me need a better angle. Alright, so the elite trooper is not near any crate. Just trying to let me figure out real quick what I can do the most. I can get rid of that shield breaker. Let's do that.
May be painful.
In college, I experienced a lot. Not dead. Almost. But when I was in college, we had a lot of weird stuff going on. Especially my junior year. Because my junior year, I lived. There was a castle on the campus, and our room was like pretty freaking haunted. I mean, it would honestly take me forever, and like I'm kind of distracted playing the game to like really retell a whole lot of it. But like, we heard voices, we saw objects move in our room, we saw like all kinds of like weird stuff would go on. An old chandelier. There wasn't a chandelier in the room anymore, but back like 100+ years ago, there used to be a chandelier, and the chain that it used to hang from had an old disconnected wire, and it would still spark if you were talking trash on the family that used to live there. Like if you hit the thing after talking trash, it would spark from time to time. It was very, very, very weird. Yeah, I knew it was going to reveal me. That's fine. I need to take shots at this guy. Oh yeah, that's right. We get 12 armor. We're saying like me saying during the night, someone's here to my mother, and she would hear someone upstairs snore, but there was no one there. And toys without batteries making noises. Yeah, I didn't have like toys make noises, but what we did have, and this was screwed up. We had a bunch of us were sitting around the room at night, and we're just being obnoxious. But we're playing. I don't know if you've ever played Hearts, card game. And so we're sitting around, we're playing Hearts. It was like tradition. We played this every single day, and we're just getting louder and louder, and whatever. It was a weekend, and the one guy. Ooh, I can. Hold on a second. Let me. 13 to 15, 8 to 11. No, let's just straight up take a regular shot at him. So like, I had an old boombox radio. Ooh, Jed, please don't wreck those supplies. Please don't wreck those supplies.
Well, how about that?
Alright, I don't think it wrecked the supplies. That's good. But anyway, so like, I had this boombox, and it was sitting up against the wall behind all of us. And the only way you can turn it on is you would literally have to like flip this hard switch up to turn the radio on. Now the reason I say this is because there was no one sitting close enough to touch it or even bump into it, and nobody was clicking the thing. And as we're playing, all of a sudden that radio came on full blast, super loud, scared the hell out of us. Like, we all jumped out of our skin practically. We're like, oh my god, because you're not expecting it. So, after that scares us to death, we turn it off, and we're kind of laughing about it and figuring like, well, maybe the button wasn't like pushed off all the way, and it just kind of snapped into place and turned on. So snapped it off. The thing was off. It was fine. And then maybe like 15 minutes later, after we're like playing and everybody's kind of getting loud again, it did it again. Like, the thing just turned itself on again. And once again, we're like, what the hell? Like, we're all freaked out. And it scared us again. And we're like, all right, well, that was freaky, but whatever. What are you gonna do? So turned the thing off again. We went back to what we were doing. We're playing the games, and then is that the end of the mission? There's something else moving around. That's it. All right. So I should get another bonus item out of all of this. And only 2 minor wounds, which is good. So anyway, as we're all sitting there, my roommate, there was 4 of us that lived in the room, and there was like, that we were all there, and I think there was like 2 other people that were just hanging out with us. So my one roommate, Matt, is sitting there, and we're sitting in a circle playing cards, and on directly behind him, like, I'd say maybe like 8 feet away, 6 to 8 feet away. I don't know how far that is in meters. But, just on the other side of the room, we had a tall dresser, and on top of the dresser was a TV, and on top of the TV, there was a little cardboard box that had a brass beer stein in it. So this big, heavy brass beer mug. And that was my other roommate, Rob's. Like, he got that for his 21st birthday. Like, it was a birthday present, and it was just sitting on there. So nobody's sitting near this thing. Like, nobody's close enough to it to touch it or even bump into the dresser or anything. And we're being loud, and we're carrying on. And next thing you know, shit you not, that box flew off the top of the TV, just missed the back of Matt's head, and hit the floor on the other side of where the rest of us were sitting, and it hit the floor so hard that like the mug, the big brass mug that was inside of it, broke through the cardboard box that it was packaged in and rolled across the floor. I mean, it didn't like fall straight down off of the dresser and TV. So it's like if somebody bumped it or whatever, it would have just fallen straight down. And certainly none of us were going to take it and throw it at our friend's head, But it whizzed right by the back of his head and bounced across the floor. And after that, we were like, okay, call that a night. That was the end of that. Rock and roll did the most damage. Psych Up made the most attacks. Rock and roll got attacked the most, and Spirit moved the furthest. At least Spirit also got a kill, so did he get a promotion for his kill? Probably not. No, he can't get a promotion. He's a colonel. That's right. He's as ranked up as he can get. Yeah, I also had, so in that same college, when I was a freshman, I had a nighttime art class, and what the hell class was that? It's like physical arts or something, and guys only out for a little bit. Good. Um, Illyrium cores. Whoa! 7 Illyrium cores? Holy crap! A superior autoloader and data cache. That was awesome. So I'll tell you this one last horror story, and then I gotta get out of here. Well, I mean, I'll wrap up what I'm doing on here on XCOM, and then I'm actually gonna have to end the stream because I gotta go grocery shopping. So when I was a freshman, I had my night class, and when you went up the one art building that this class was held in, when the school, before it was a college campus, the school used to belong to a family called the Harrisons, they lived there forever, and it was like the school, I think it was like the late 1800s or early 1900s that it got that the grounds were dedicated or given to the school. I'm not sure, but at one point, before there was ever a school, this art building used to be stables. So they used to, and it was, they kept all their horses there, and the servants that took care of the horses and all that stuff, they all lived in this one building. So now it was turned into an art building. So it was renovated, and they did some extra construction, like they built a gymnasium and all that stuff attached to it. And so we have class, and at night you can hear the pipes, like the pipes would start banging, and we were told, oh, it's the Red Boy. And there's the story of supposedly there was a stable boy who got knocked down and run over by the back of a wagon, and he eventually died because back then you couldn't get help fast enough, and a big heavy wagon crushed this kid. So supposedly that's one of the ghosts that haunts that place is they call him the Red Boy because the room that he used to live in was the walls were painted a red color, so they just attributed him to that. And we don't know if that was actually his room or not. That's just how the story went. So you'd hear the pipes banging, and it felt more like it's not a ghost. It's most likely it's just the gas or whatever that's going through when it's changing from cold temperature and heating up. The pipes tend to bang. They tend to make noise. So we're kind of, we hear it and someone's like, oh, it's the Red Boy, ha ha. And I make a remark. I'm like, fuck the Red Boy. It's not a fucking ghost. And mind you, I don't disbelieve in ghosts, even then, but I didn't think it was a ghost or anything like that, so I was being mouthy. So right after that, it was me, my friend Don, and my friend Ben decided to go get a soda. Now there's a soda machine on the other side of the gym, and you go out of the room that we were in for our art class, and you go down a hallway, and you go through a couple sets of doors, and then you walk through the gymnasium, and on the other side is and mind you, we're talking an old gym. We're not talking anything modern looking. Just an old basketball looking gym with no bleachers or anything. So we go out of the hallway, and as we're walking down, I go through the one door, and the door was always open, and it was kind of tilted off the hinges a little bit. So when you open the door, it would just grind along the floor, and it would be stuck. So you would have to grab it with both hands and really yank that door to get the thing to shut. So as I'm walking through the door, through the open door, right as I start to step into the doorway, that door flew shut, slammed right in my face. Thank God, I was just turning my face to say something to Don or Ben, whichever one it was, that I was gonna say something to, because as I turned, that door, when it slammed, it hit me right in the side of my face, If I was facing forward, it probably would have smashed my nose. And that thing smacked me right in the side of the head, knocked me backwards. I immediately thought someone was on the other side of that door and thought they were being funny. And I just went into a rage. Like, I was pissed. So I just knocked that door open, I immediately just was like, what the fuck? And I barreled my way through that store expecting to catch whoever it was. So I go through the door. Now, there's only 3 ways that somebody could go. There was a door on the left-hand side, which is a big, it's a big glass door, so I could see through it, that leads out into a courtyard. Well, no one went that way because I would have seen them. On my right, there was a spiral steel mesh staircase that led upwards, which I would have seen someone going up there because I went right through that door. No one had time to really get anywhere. But I would have seen them going up those steps, and I would have heard them clomping all the way up this staircase. So there's no one there. So the only other way they could have gone is straight ahead and into the gymnasium. Now, first of all, if they went through the gymnasium, that door actually had a hydraulic. I don't know if hydraulic is the right word, but one of the things that keeps with air pressure, it keeps the door from slamming shut. It would just make it go real slow. And so the door was completely shut. So it's not like someone just ran through there. So, but it was still weird. It was like, what the hell, But I mean, that was the only way they could have gone. And so I'm like, well, whoever it is in the gym. So I went running into the gym, and there was nobody there. And mind you, we're not talking I stood around for 15, 20 seconds. I was immediately moving. And when I went into the gym, if someone ran through the gym, they would have been running across the gym. I would have seen them. There was no way I would not have seen them. So yeah, I opened the door and there was nobody there. And we looked around the gym. Ben went up. There was a stage with a room on the side of it, on the right hand side of the door that you enter the gym. And he was up there. There was no one around. So it was really fucked up. And we're all looking at each other holy crap, because we're there's nobody here. So we're none of us knew what the hell that was all about. I don't know if it was a kid. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Because yeah, it definitely wasn't. It definitely wasn't the wind. The wind was not. I mean, first of all, it was indoors. There's no wind in the building to blow the door. And those doors, that thing was just open. Once that was, and it's it wouldn't even. You'd have to you have to push the thing all the way open. Otherwise, if you just kind of walk through, it got stuck halfway. So you had to push the thing all the way open, and then, like I said, you really have to give it a hard yank with 2 hands to get the door to shut. So it was never shut. Nobody ever shut it. There was no reason for it, especially not when it's there's no other way. It's just in the middle of the hallway. It's not a door that leads outside. So it's not a door that needed to remain shut or anything like that. That same building, because I mocked him, maybe it was that. I don't know. It might have been that ghost. But, that same building, I remember when I was also a freshman, well after that, several months later, a art student that I was friends with, who was a couple of years older than me, was always saying how that they always thought that the red boy took a liking to him and really liked him, because every time he was up there, the doors would always be unlocked, even if we didn't have security come and unlock the place, because you could go up there after classes and everything would be locked up, but you can go up there to do artwork. You just had to call security and let them know so they can come and unlock the front door. But anytime that this guy, not my roommate Matt, but this other dude's name happened to be Matt, anytime if he went up there, the doors were open. So I remember hearing this a whole lot, and we kind of laughed it off, oh yeah, that's funny, but that's not necessarily meaning that there's a ghost. It just happens to be that you just happen to go up there, when the doors were still unlocked. And he went, well, a whole bunch of us went up there and to do work or whatever, and he went in through the one doorway, because there was like a couple different entrances that you can go in, and it wasn't the main entrance, but the other entrance that would go into the gym from a different doorway. He went in through there, and he walked through. The rest of us were outside talking, and then the door shut behind him. And then he immediately went to open the door, thinking that we were following him in, and the door was locked. He's inside. He can unlock the door. The door wouldn't unlock. So, like, there was no like the deadbolt. Like, he had undid the deadbolt, but the door itself, the handle would not turn. And he actually started going into a panic, because, he couldn't open the door, couldn't get out. And we were on the other side, could not get the door to open. And Matt started asking, he's like, please unlock the door. He's like, I don't want to be stuck here. Please open the door. I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but that's basically what he was saying. And then all of a sudden, he was able to open the door, like nothing, like there was nothing wrong with it. So it went from being completely unable to turn the handle to him asking, please open the door, and then the door just opened up. And again, we were grabbing the handle on the other side and telling him, like, let go of the door, we'll open it, and the handle wouldn't turn for any of us. So, yeah, so there's some crazy stuff that went on there. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but like I said, it would take forever to tell all the stuff that went on there.
I await your orders, Commander.
Yeah, well, this is the only thing we have to research, so that's what we're doing.
Commander, I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
All right. Let's see. 4 days, and we can do the war suit. Then we have a rat suit. We have 7 Elerium cores, so we can do a whole bunch of stuff here. We can make another powered weapon.
We'll get started right away, Commander. I'll send word when the project is complete.
We can try another crazy thing of armor, maybe? Or maybe not. Maybe another type of grenade. Let's do another war suit and another wraith suit. And that'll be it for now, because, I mean, for crying out loud, I can do a whole bunch. Yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed that stuff. Yeah, I'd like to, at some point, it'd be cool if I had a good video camera. It'd be fun to, like, sit around with some of my old college friends, and then we could, like, get us all telling different stories of, like, the crazy stuff that we experienced there. Missions. Okay, so it's just the main mission and just that. Black market all. I could probably sell some things.
Avenger plotting new
Let's go over there. But yeah, I that would be a lot of fun, I think. Because a bunch of us, experience very similar things. This is all intel, so I don't want to. As much as I would like to have that, I'm not spending 70 intel. Let's sell some inventory. 2 of those. 1 of those. 1 of those. I don't think. Yeah, we're not selling the Elerium cores. That would be madness. Alright. Just 44, but. Now, what do we have at Resistance Headquarters?
Setting course for Sector 1, the Arctic.
Welcome, Commander.
Thanks. Alright, we just got this guy. Should play a horror game and stream it. Yeah, I will at some point. But like, I don't know if you were on the stream when I was talking about it, but I think whenever I'm gonna end up doing that, I'm gonna wait until I have it set up so that I can record and have my face on there. Because anytime you're doing Like me personally, like anytime I watch someone play any kind of a horror game, I like to actually see their physical reactions, like when they get freaked out by stuff. So I'm sure that would be more entertaining. So I would wait until I have that all
Just give the
set
word
up.
and I'll get started, Commander.
Is there anything? There's nothing I really need. You know, I'm gonna make another EMP bomb just because I can. Maybe another proximity mine. Nothing blue screen rounds. I don't think I need anything else. Really, I'm only getting this stuff because when I go into that last mission, I'll have an extra guy, so who knows how I want to outfit him. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I can get done there. Albert saying, you're a little mysterious. I only know your voice. I have a video or two on there that shows my face somewhere on my channel. Cause like I did one kind of recently that was a predictions for who was going to win the last WWE pay-per-view. But yeah, but I that's what I'm planning to do. So that'll be sometime down the line. Not sure when, but it all depends on when I get money to spend. But anyway, blah blah. I gotta. Well, actually, I'm jumping off, Albert. So if you want to hop back and check out that video, feel free. But for now, I'm ending the stream because I gotta go hit the store. I gotta pick up my son's mom, and because I'm doing her a favor by giving her a ride there. You know, being a good dude. But anyway, Albert, thanks for being in the chat again and interacting, man. It's always good to see you. Anybody else who watches this video, if you're enjoying the content and you want to be a part of this and, you know, be part of our community, hit the subscription button, hit the notification button. That way you'll know when I'm online. Because for the time being, all of my games are live streamed. And if you get notified, just like Albert, you can be on here super fast. And you can just jump right on in here. You can be part of the chat, and we can all jibber jabber and tell stories and talk about the game or whatever. You know, whatever happens to come up, and just make it a more enjoyable experience. So I'll be on again. Maybe I might do another XCOM video tonight. Just depends on when I get home. If not, I will probably be on to do one video tomorrow, but then I've got a concert that I'm running, so I'm going to be super busy with that. But, you know, whatever. There's stuff coming up. So until the next video, as I always say, peace.